Hello, can I talk? Can you all hear me like this? So I really wanted to give the FU speech, but I think my wife already gave that. So. I got it. I think I got it. Yeah. It's been a while since I've been on a bullhorn, but thank you very much, Young Workers United, for coming forward with a measure this year to make sure that all San Francisco workers can afford to get sick as we enter the flu season. It's not just the holiday season, but it's also the flu season. As health professionals are encouraging people to go get a flu shot that will be administered by, in many respects, by hard-working folks working for the city and for community clinics. It's also the time that parents of small children start to get concerned about sicknesses that get transferred at school or at daycare, and folks who have elderly parents are concerned about the impacts of sickness in this as it gets colder and the germs start to thrive. They're concerned about the health care and well-being of their parents, and you know, it's just only right that if you get sick, or if your little one gets sick, or if you have an aging parent that you have to take care of, that even if you work here in this restaurant, that you would be able to take a day off to get your family through that major crisis. So thank you, Young Workers United, fighting that fight. It was a fight opposed by the Restaurant Association, by a cabal of business special interest groups in San Francisco who do not want to see progress unless it does have no impact on their bottom line. The irony of paid 6 days off, however, is that many believe, and there are economists that believe, and experts that believe, that this type of measure may actually even help the bottom line of restaurants like this one and of different business entities. So that's the short-sightedness of the Restaurant Association and associated groups. But we're here mainly, I think, to talk about health care. And I don't think that it was a coincidence that it was the day after the election that the Golden Gate Restaurant Association, I'm personally aware of, was very involved in, that it was a day after this election they announced the lawsuit. Now, what would have been the impact in terms of the election? I mean, we won the election anyway, but what would have been the impact on the election if the Golden Gate Restaurant Association, let's say they announced their lawsuit 1 week before the election? Had they announced this lawsuit a week before the election, then those San Franciscans that were duped by the hateful and mean-spirited campaign, not just against me, but generally against progressive measures, including the paid 6 days measure the Golden Gate Restaurant Association was one of the main opponents to, the San Franciscans that were duped by those campaigns would have been able to see right through. But because of a lot of activism, because of labor and community together, as the way it should be, and I know that there are brothers and sisters in labor who say, you know, there's never been a fissure between labor and community, and I believe that the essence of labor is community. So when we call it a labor community coalition, it is what it is. The people who say that in San Francisco, in a city where we get to choose between whether owners of restaurants make their Christmas bonus in the extra $10,000 or extra $20,000 that they're padding their line with, and that they're perhaps using to build their monster homes or to take that extra vacation to the warm weather, or perhaps to dump $10,000 or $20,000 on additional piece of political mail that in lieu of the padding of that bottom line. Hey, why don't you have a heart? Why don't you care a little bit here in the city of St. Francis, and why don't you pay your workers a living wage? Why don't you allow the people who labor and who make your profits for you, that you live on, why don't you allow them the dignity to have health care? Why don't you allow them the dignity to raise their family, and if their kids get sick, the opportunity to take a day off to go pick their kids up out of school when the school is calling to say that you need to take your kid home? That's the kind of city that's worth fighting for. Thank you, each and every one of you who come out day in and day out to events like this, around election time, around hearings at City Hall that labor on sometimes for hours and hours and hours to make this city worth fighting for. Because in the end, here coming into the holiday season, this is a city for all of us. This is our city. It's not just their city. And I know that this is a Noel demonstration, but I'll ask you, whose city?